laisser la parole maintenant à Alex Salha du Liban, qui est responsable de projet chez Fair Trade Libanon.
Ok, merci. Vous m'entendrez? Ok. Moi, ça va être en anglais. So, in Lebanon, a small country where in October 2019, people took the streets to topple the government and the corrupt class, we can already see an exhausted society where youth has been trying to build an identity for itself and to break up with the older generation. So let me present to you a quick mise en contexte in a study conducted in 2018, so before all the crisis, under the title of Out of the Old, In with the New. A survey showed that 70%, almost 70% of the youth would be happy if they did not live in Lebanon. 70% believes that previous generations are responsible for the difficulties the youth face in Lebanon today. 60% believes that their future will be better than their parents' lives. And a majority has never belonged to a political party or are not even interested in doing so. In a generation that operates mainly on a survival mode and that is in a constant search of individual exit strategies. Lebanon, like many other countries, have a strong, exclusive socioeconomic and political system where the youth struggles to enroll in an expensive education system, to access jobs and income-generating opportunities, to access housing and the healthcare system. With bad infrastructure, the business enabling environment is very weak. So October 2019 protests encourage youth and students to organize themselves. Some organized classes on the streets, others did community services. More organized groups were helping people to overcome the financial crisis. So we all felt that there was a sense of a new wave of political awareness among people ready for a change. The pandemic hit the movement hard. The interest of pushing for structural change and reform switched to a need to fight the pandemic, especially that the healthcare system was already paralyzed. However, we started witnessing the launch of small initiatives where young people were providing daily support to vulnerable elderly people, ensuring transportation to health facilities, and distributing food boxes and kits. New associations were created to answer the needs, such as providing quarantine facilities for COVID-positive people and organizing community kitchen by the people for the people. All of these initiatives were led by youth in Lebanon and abroad. They even gave back a role and meaning for municipalities that have always been absent in time of crisis. This gave us hope again until the Beirut port explosion that happened on August 4th, 2020, so in the middle of the pandemic, where the three biggest hospitals were almost destroyed in Beirut. So people took the streets to support and help affected people and families. If we see reportage, documentaries, and pictures from the first few weeks of the explosion, after the explosion, you won't see much of governmental entities organizing and providing help. You'll mainly see the civil society organizations, scouts movement, and youth clubs invading space to rebuild the neighborhoods and businesses. But once the grievance period passed, we started seeing many of those who had hope and who spread hope, packing their stuff and leaving everything behind. An article from L'Orient Today, published in November 2020, summarizes the situation. Young Lebanese have experienced it all this past year. The euphoria of a revolution of which they were the beating heart, the hangover of the aftermath that hit them hard, the consequences of the financial crisis, and the feeling that they are left with no other choice but to leave. This is the story of a disillusioned youth in a country that has nothing left to offer them. However, I can proudly present to you small projects of hope that we are supporting and encouraging in Lebanon, mainly with youth. We are facilitating exchange between young Lebanese and European students around specific topics such as agroecology and social entrepreneurship. We are creating linkages for farmers and producers between Lebanon, Tunisia, Morocco, Italy, and France. We are currently training groups of young boys and girls on innovative agriculture practices to encourage them to go back to their villages. We're helping them to develop small projects with a social impact on their community. We accompany them in establishing their small businesses and even creating their own cooperative. Today we witness young people going back to their village and wanting to invest in local economic development projects. Things are not that easy today in Lebanon and all along the Mediterranean. We have a new generation of youth climbing the stairs to achieve a better future. The COVID-19 pandemic showed us the importance of this generation and what they are capable of doing, especially in terms of solidarity and social awareness. Finally, the crisis is giving us the opportunity to build something new and even better. Thank you.